ANC Youth League has elected its top 6. This was the league's first conference in nearly 8 years. In fact, Pule Letshwiti-Jones was elected unopposed as president. Pule Letshwiti-Jones will be the league's first female deputy president. President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to deliver the closing remarks at the conference. eNCA's Pule Letshwiti-Jones is following that story for us. He joins us live right now. A very good morning to you, Pule. I imagine yesterday, after all the delays that we were experiencing from Friday, things eventually got underway. What can you tell us?
Yeah, definitely, it was quite a smooth transitioning into that election process that would have taken place in the evening. One would have thought that the item about credentials, where there's a lot of discussions and robust debates that would take place during conference, would have taken longer. But in fact, we understand that was also quite a fast process. There were no quarrels. And what happened is that they eventually then got into the nomination and election process, which was also quite a quick process as well. But of course, when you look at Colin Malachi, the newly elected president, his name, of course, has been endorsed for some time, since 2018 as well. This is one young person who joined the ranks of politics at the age of about 13, joining the Congress of South African Students of COSAS, which is also aligned to the ANC as well, where he eventually became the president. So you can just imagine that he's, of course, has been portraying those leadership skills as well from a very young age as well. Recently, he's also been the deputy coordinator of the ANC National Youth Task Team as well. So it gives you a sense and an idea that this is one person who understands the dynamics of the youth, the political dynamics of young people and the youth, and what will be required for the ANC Youth League to resonate with young people across South Africa and address their challenges. I mean, when you listen to the political input report yesterday by Fasia Hassan as well, it's quite a well-researched and thorough report, which speaks about some of the issues that should be addressed, which are facing not only young people but the country as a whole as well, such as the load shedding crisis, energy crisis, and of course unemployment, amongst the issues of education as well. So it seems as though the elected slate, which is of course economic freedom, or not now or nothing, will have to do a lot in terms of trying to ensure that they revive the ANC Youth League and ensure that it becomes relevant to young people as well in South Africa, and ensure that they address some of the issues challenging the organization as well. Because when I spoke to some of the young people yesterday, you get a sense that they've been saying that they're trying to move away from the factional politics within the organization as well. They want to have their own autonomy, they want to be quite independent, and of course they don't want a lot of influence and interference coming from the mother body as well. So it will be interesting to see how that unfolds throughout the next couple of months and eventually years as well. But the ANC is quite happy that finally there is a leadership. We saw the constitutional amendments as well, where we now have the second Deputy Secretary General as well, but also quite interesting, gender parity. We saw that there are also women within the slate as well, which are representing that female presence in that leadership slate as well, which is something which is quite interesting. So it will be quite well looked at to see how the ANC Youth League can, of course, come about and improve and ensure that they speak to the policies of the ANC, they address the policies of the organization, and they actually implement these policies quite importantly as well. But let's just take a listen to what Nduduzi Manana had to say yesterday, of course, NEC official from the ANC, regarding the newly elected leadership of the ANC Youth League.
It took almost a decade for us to get here. We've had task teams after task team, and we're happy as the ANC that we now have a fully fledged structure of the ANC Youth League, which will really organize and mobilize young people to rally behind the banner and vision of the ANC. But there's been a vacuum. The ANC is a leader of society, and so we believe that when we have a youth league, then they take up the role to lead young people in society. And so we felt the vacuum as the ANC, and we are very delighted today that we have the Youth League, which is not now in control, that is not under the control of the ANC.
Yeah.
Right, Pule, before I let you go, very briefly, let's talk about the Deputy President, the first time a female, Phumzile Mgcina. What do we know about her?
Well, yes, also quite a historical moment as well for the ANC Youth League as well. She is someone who has been quite involved in the politics of the ANC Youth League for quite some time, and of course within the ANC National Task Team proceedings as well, in terms of ensuring that the ANC Youth League conference can be successfully delivered. This is one person who carries quite a wealth of political credentials from the ranks that she rose out, just like the president of the organization, Colin Malachi, as well. So it just goes to show how the movement, the youth structure, of course, aligned to the ANC, has become much more diverse, of course, and also advancing the importance of ensuring that women, rise above the ranks as well. Just like I said, the issue of the gender parity has been one that has been spoken about to say should be reinforced by the organization, by the mother body as well. And it seems as though the ANC Youth League has set quite a good precedence there to ensure that the representation of women within their youth ranks as well is something which is prioritized.
That is Pule Letshwiti-Jones live to us this morning outside of Nasrec, where the wrap-up will happen later on today. We are expecting President Cyril Ramaphosa to have a keynote address as the young people of the ANC wrap up their conference today.